Everyone has a box of memories they forgot about, and this show opened them for the whole world to see. This was Storage Wars, the reality show that made America believe a pile of other people's junk.
If you have good stuff, you don't have a $29 vacuum. Dave was supposed to buy this locker.
Might be someone's ticket to fortune.
On the truck, no value, no value.
Every one of these boxes is stinky. This unit is
50 bucks? 50 bucks.
nope, crap.
It premiered on December 1st, 2010, right in the middle of the Great Recession. As the Washington Post put it, the show was set in the Great Recession's land of extreme foreclosures. Under that blazing California sun, an auctioneer cut the locks on defaulted units, revealing heaps of forgotten stuff, and with it, a glimmer of hope for viewers.
I paid $2,300 for a locker packed from top to bottom with collectibles.
For a while, Storage Wars really felt like treasure hunting. On TV, everyday people, not celebrities, were shown betting a few $100s.
20. I get that Mary betting? Yeah. 20 for 30, 40, 50 now.
On a locker, and sometimes walking away with 5 or 6 figure fines.
This is incredible.
It's fantastic.
These boxes clearly say data storage solutions. And I think this is what these boxes are going to be full of.
We met characters like Dave Hester, who roared, "Yup!" after every big win, even getting trolled for it.
Yeah! Thank you! Text one to no one!
Daryl Sheets, who was throwing down cash like dice in Vegas.
These things are probably an easy $100 a piece. Whoa, look at these, dude. Remember these?
And of course, the young couple, Brandy Passante and Jared Schultz. Even Barry Weiss, decked out in skull print gloves and Elvis sunglasses, could stroll into any auction and instantly steal the show. This made Storage Wars question if it's really about helping the little guy, as advertised, or was it a fair game for underdogs, or was that just the pitch? It was easy to believe it was about opportunity. But behind the cameras, a very different story was brewing. This is the untold story of how Storage Wars went from gritty reality treasure hunt to a staged drama. Storage Wars made people feel hopeful. The idea of the show was really exciting. Think about it. You pay some money for a locked up storage room.
All right, here we go, folks.
You have no clue what is inside. Maybe you find a super expensive watch.
Well, all right, so you got the Jerry Lewis watch, was probably a giveaway from the 60s or something. I can't imagine it being worth too much. We got the Popeye watch. This could be worth something here.
Or a guitar from a famous band.
Band?
Maybe?
Good
Oh
name.
my God, we're getting the band back together.
We're getting the
band back together. Yes!
Woo!
Getting the band back together.
Or even a safe filled with money. It was like a dream where you get rich super fast right when life was hard for a lot of people. The show started at just the right time. Many people were losing their houses. Everyone was trying to save money. Then this show came along. It felt like an escape. It became a giant hit. When the second season was on, millions of families were watching it every week. The TV channel knew they had something special. They made more shows just like it. They made one in Texas and another in New York. They even tried it in other countries. For a little while, you saw Storage Wars everywhere. Because of the show, real storage auctions got super busy. New people came, thinking they would find a fortune. The price for a locker got much higher. A locker that used to cost $300 now costs $1,000. It became the coolest thing to do. Every episode was absolute cinema. One moment, the buyers would find just a pile of broken toys, making everyone watching disappointed. But the next minute, someone would find a box of perfect comic books, or a newspaper with even Elvis mentioned.
This had to be from when the day after or the day that Elvis died. This is a special edition.
Those big moments were so exciting. We all kept watching because of the maybe. Maybe the next locker would have treasure. It was just like watching people play a slot machine, waiting for someone to win. The show became the most popular show on its channel. It made auctions fun to watch on TV. It made us think that anyone could get rich if they were brave enough. But you know what people always say. If something seems way too good to be true, it usually is. Soon, the happy feeling of the show began to disappear, and then the show started to have problems. The first big issue came from one of its own stars, Dave Hester. In 2012, he sued the TV network A&E. He said the show was totally fake. He claimed the producers were cheating. He said they would salt the lockers. This means they would sneak expensive things into a storage unit before filming. He said they also made up fights and storylines. He said almost everything on the show was planned. The producers would even give some bidders extra money to make the bidding wars more exciting. According to him, nearly everything you saw was not real. For example, he once bought a locker for $750 and found old Elvis Presley newspapers inside. He said they were worth $90,000. But later, he said the show's crew had put those papers there on purpose. He also said producers would give a bidder money and then have someone else outbid them just to create a big dramatic moment for the cameras. It turns out Dave was probably right. A few years later, reports found proof. They found papers that showed the producers were paying the cast to bring their own cool items to plant in the lockers. Someone who worked on the show said they would sometimes stop filming, put something valuable in a unit, and then start filming again. This way, it looked like the bidder had just found an amazing treasure. Basically, everything that seemed like a lucky surprise was actually planned. A&E didn't really say Dave was lying. They settled the lawsuit with him secretly in 2014. They made a statement saying the show was just entertainment, implying that it didn't have to be real. Funny enough, Dave even came back to the show after the lawsuit was over. But by then, fans knew the truth. The magic was gone. Then, real life got very sad. In 2013, a popular auctioneer from the show, Mark Balelo, died. It was a suicide. This was a real tragedy that made the silly show feel very serious. That same year, Barry Weiss, the funny collector everyone loved, decided to leave the show. He said he was just tired and wanted to do something new. For the fans, it felt like the heart of the show had left. By 2015, most of the original cast was gone. The show tried to bring in new people, like a history professor they called the Ivy League.
Move out your way! You got yourself a deal, 475 Ivy!
All right, Ivy!
I knew this lucky beanie would come in handy today.
But it wasn't the same. The new people didn't have the same chemistry. The show felt like it was just repeating itself. Fans started to see a pattern. Every episode had to end with a huge fight or a giant discovery. People stopped seeing it as a real competition and more like a soap opera. Everyone online talked about how fake it seemed. They knew the drama was fake and the treasures were probably fake too. Then, the show got completely crazy. In 2015, a real fight broke out on camera. Reports said the producers told Dave Hester to start an argument with the auctioneer, Dan Dotson. The argument turned into a huge physical fight.
You get the Really? Yeah. Ready! Really? That's it! That's it! That's the way it works.
Dan's wife even jumped in and started swinging her fists. It was a complete mess. People were suing each other. But you know what? The audience loved it, because at that point, nobody was watching for the storage lockers anymore. They were watching for the chaos. But the wildest story of all never even made it on TV. In 2018, some friends of the auctioneer bought a real locker for $500. Inside, they found a safe that had $7.5 million in cash inside. It was the biggest treasure ever, and the TV show completely missed it. By 2021, the show was more about real-life crime than treasure. The famous couple from the show, Brandy and Jared, broke up. Then, it came out that Jared had been arrested for a fight with Brandy. Now, people were watching the news about the cast instead of watching the show itself. In the end, we started watching for the hidden treasure in storage lockers. But the real drama was always happening behind the scenes. After a few years, the show completely fell apart. By around 2015, Storage Wars wasn't about treasure anymore. It was just a TV show full of fake fighting and drama. The actual storage auctions didn't even feel important. Every episode was the same. They would show the bidders with exciting music playing. Then they would find something that was either super valuable or completely useless. These big finds became boring and predictable. Fans even started making jokes, like counting how long it took for someone to find an empty pizza box. Everyone noticed how bad it got. TV critics said the new spin-off shows were a mess. The other versions of the show, like Storage Wars Texas and Storage Wars New York, were all canceled quickly. People got tired of the same old tricks. The show also caused problems for real people. Actual storage auction buyers said the TV show made their job harder. Because the show was so popular, too many new people started going to real auctions. This made the prices go way up. A locker that used to cost $300 now cost $1,000. This meant it was almost impossible for real buyers to make a profit anymore. The TV dream had ruined the real-life business. Then, the big fight happened. In 2015, cameras caught auctioneer Dan Dotson and Dave Hester in a real physical fight. It was like the show had given up on pretending and just became MMA. Dave Hester fights Dan in Laura Storage Wars. The news and internet went crazy over the footage. After that, lawsuits were filed, but the audience just thought it was great entertainment. Nobody cared what was in the lockers anymore. They just wanted to see what crazy thing would happen next. Now, Storage Wars is mostly a joke online. Fans make fun of the show. They make memes and compilations of the most ridiculous moments, like Dave yelling, "Yoop!" They play games like bingo while watching, waiting for someone to roll their eyes or find something stupid. The show's biggest legacy isn't finding treasure, it's becoming a funny part of internet culture. Even the TV network, A&E, knows the show is fake now. They brought Dave Hester back for a new season in 2024, hoping his old fights would make people watch again. But it's probably too late. The audience now is only watching to laugh at how fake it all is, not because they believe any of it. So, where is the show now? Storage Wars is still on TV today, but it's a very different show. It feels empty compared to what it used to be. The big, exciting drama is gone. Any amazing finds you see now are almost certainly planted there for the cameras. Every single episode feels the same. You hear the dramatic music. There's a fake pause for suspense. Then someone finds something ordinary, like an old camera or a toy. The only thing left to watch is how the cast will overreact in a silly way, which we all expect now. For real people who buy storage units, the fun is over. The TV show brought too many new people to real auctions. This made prices get very high. A locker that once cost $300 might cost $1,000 now. There are no more easy deals. The show accidentally made it hard for real treasure hunters to make money. The people on the show have also changed. They now act like exaggerated versions of themselves. Dave Hester still shouts, "Yup," but it sounds tired and scripted. Brandy is still there, but she seems less excited after her breakup. Barry Weiss only shows up sometimes. The fun and surprise are gone. Now everyone just plays a simple character of the loud guy, the quiet woman, the excited old man. You can see the show's failure in its spin-offs. They tried making versions in Texas and New York, but those were canceled quickly. People only wanted one show like this. On the internet, Storage Wars is a big joke. People make videos making fun of the awkward moments. Fans online say watching the show is like seeing a long car crash. You can't look away. Dave's famous "Yoop" is now just a meme. We all know the secret that the show is fake. We don't watch to see what's in the locker. We know it's either junk or a planted item. We watch to see what weird thing will happen next. To be honest, the show isn't about treasure anymore. It's about watching a TV idea slowly fall apart. The network keeps it on the air because it's cheap to make, and some people still have it on in the background. Can the show be saved? Probably not if they keep pretending it's real. The only way to save it might be to admit it's silly and become a full comedy. There's also a sad part the show never talks about. Every locker belonged to a real person who lost their stuff. We never see the grandma who couldn't pay her bill or the dad who lost his family's things. The show never thinks about them. We just cheer while digging through their lost memories. That feels pretty strange. Online, fans have taken over. They make jokes and memes about every episode. One fan even commented, "You mean there are people out there who think it isn't fake?" Even with all these problems, Storage Wars is still hanging on. It was renewed for a new season in 2024. For its fans, it's a guilty pleasure. For new viewers, it's a lesson in how fake reality TV can be. In the end, the show is like a comfortable disaster. We know it's staged, but we keep watching to see what silly thing happens next. The real treasure was never in the lockers. It was the crazy chaos we watched all along. Honestly, Storage Wars is less of a reality show now and has become more of a mess that we all got to watch happen. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for sticking around until the end, but wait. Make sure to tell us in the comments that you would bid over a locked storage to test your fortune. And if you liked this honest breakdown, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for our next documentary on South Beach Tow, exposing the truth that you never got to hear. See you next time.